Hi guys, good morning and welcome back to my channel. In fact, good afternoon, sorry. I know that there's been so many questions as to why did you move out and what are the things I need to look out for when I'm renting an apartment, and also how did you get this new space, what are the ways in which you should go through before you can get a place like this to rent. First of all, I must say that the journey hasn't been easy for me. Okay, looking for an apartment is not an easy task. If you take it upon yourself to look for an apartment by yourself, trust me, you would really struggle. Looking for an apartment all by yourself is not something I would advise you to do. So take it from me, get somebody, if possible, get a best friend, your boyfriend, your sister, or a work colleague. Talk to people. Looking for an apartment is not an easy task, like I mentioned earlier. So don't do it all by yourself, because you are going to stress yourself. At the end of the day, you break down. Okay, take it from me. Alright, so in this video, I don't know where to even start from, but I just thought, trust me, this video idea just came in today. I had to do all this makeup for this video. Okay, so I might not hit it on the point as you want me to, but I'll try as much as possible to answer those questions that you've been wondering and those questions that you have asked me. Okay, so where do I even start from? First of all, where do you need to look for an apartment? Okay, so there are so many ways in which you can look for an apartment. Each of you may find what works for you. I found what worked for me, and that's what I got stuck to. That's what I stuck to. Some other people too found what works for them, and then it worked for them, and that's what they are stuck to. So I'll just mention a few that I know that can help you get an apartment. All right. So the first and foremost thing is to talk to people. If you need an apartment, just talk to people, talk to friends, talk to family, talk to work colleagues, talk to church members, talk to schoolmates. Okay, those people are the easiest way you can get an apartment without spending too much. With spending, I'll come to that, but work colleagues, friends, church mates are those people that would help you get apartment within a split of a second. They just need to make a call. Oh, my friend needs an apartment. Can you get one for her? Or I know somebody that is moving out. So can you let the person in? You know, those kind of things. They are the fastest way in which you can get an apartment without paying so much. Now with paying, I meant paying because if you want to look for an apartment, aside talking to people, talking to friends and family and all that, there are platforms in which you can get an apartment. One of it is Gigi. Now, Gigi did not work for me because I have my reservations. I had a friend that got an apartment through Gigi and it worked for her, but it did not work for me. That is why in the beginning I said the platforms might work for you but might not work for me. Okay, and those that work for me might not necessarily work for you, but I'm just going to list down those ways so that you can explore whichever one that works for you. You get stuck to it. I hope you get me. All right, so Gigi did not work for me. Why did I say that? Because the first time I started looking for an apartment, I went through Gigi. I went to an agent through Gigi. Now, the Gigi app has different people on it, and it has different agents on it. All right, so and they post pictures, right? It's based off of the pictures you see that you contact these agents. Now the thing about these pictures is that these agents are not entirely honest, in the sense that the pictures on there are more or less like old pictures, or pictures of apartments that have already been taken, or pictures of apartments that they've seen online, or pictures of apartments that necessarily do not exist. So if you see an apartment on Gigi, you like it, you really like it, You contact the agent. He tells you that, okay, you can come at this particular time to meet me and have a look at the apartment. You go, and the apartment is totally different from what you saw. And at the end of the day, you're going to pay what they call viewing fee. Now with viewing fee, it ranges. Some people take 50 Ghana cedis, some people take 80, some people take 100 Ghana cedis. For me, I paid 100 Ghana cedis for viewing an apartment that was not what I saw online, on Gigi. Okay, and it got me upset because I can't just be looking at apartments that are not exactly what I see online, and then you ask me to be paying viewing fee all the time. There are some people too that are agencies. Okay, they call themselves agencies. So once you pay one viewing fee, you go and view the apartment. If you don't like it, you can go home. Whenever they find an apartment that suits your interest, they'll call you. And trust me, it never worked for me. I paid a viewing fee of 100 cedis. I saw an apartment I did not like, and the agent told me that he was going to send me pictures of an apartment that he thinks suits my interest and what I like. Till now, the agent hasn't contacted me. He just needed 100 cedis to himself, but they'll let you fill some forms that make it look like it is legit. It never worked for me because I've had to pay so much money for all that. So Gigi never worked for me. Now the second platform you can use is Facebook. Now the thing about Facebook is that each and every person more or less goes to Facebook every day. You get about thousands of people visiting Facebook each and every day. And there are groups on Facebook. There is Rent a Room, there is Chamber and Hall for rent, so many other groups that you can join. Okay, so I will insert a picture of what I did. Alright, so what I did was I posted on those groups, and they granted me permission to post. The admins of the group granted me permission to post. So I posted what I needed, at which particular areas, and what my budget was. And trust me, within 24 hours, I got about 10 people contacting me. Agents, house owners, so many people contacting me about apartments, okay, which I had to choose from. And the thing about that is you need to get yourself enough people so that you can choose from, because most of them would ask you to come look at it. Some of them wouldn't have pictures. I won't advise you to go with those that don't have pictures, because at the end of the day, they will ask you to come and you will be asked to pay viewing fee again. But try and ask for pictures. If those pictures are something you like, they look like what you like, you can then go ahead to go and view and pay your viewing fee. Okay, I paid viewing fee about 3 times because I had to choose a large number of people, and then I had to choose from them the pictures that I liked, the pictures that I didn't like, and even most of them I didn't like them. So then I got my apartment, my old apartment, which I didn't like in the end of the day, but I'll come to that. So with Facebook, you get so many people. Just join those groups, get an admin to approve your post, and within 24 hours, trust me, you get people. Don't limit yourself to maybe 2 or 3 agents. Get a number of them so that you can be able to choose which is best for you. Okay, and request for pictures and videos before you go in to have a look at those apartments, because most of them will tell you they don't have pictures, but you can come and have a look, but still insist on getting those pictures. All right, so with Facebook and Gigi, those are the 2 online platforms I know and I used, but Facebook was the one that got me my first apartment. So with these 3 options, talking to family members, talking to friends and family, Gigi and Facebook are those that I looked at and looked for. Okay, I stressed on talking to people because talking to people was what got me this current apartment, and I liked it. Okay, there are so many people in your life that are resourceful. Just look at them. Obviously, you don't have to tell everybody what you're up to, but just know the kind of people you talk to. Okay, so there are strategic people in your life. Obviously, talk to them. I need an apartment. I desperately need an apartment, and I need to move out within this space of time. They'll call somebody, and it's easiest because they don't act as agents. They are like people that are willing to help you get an apartment. You don't pay any agency fee or any 10%, whatever. Okay, I would even come to the 10%, or any 10%, whatever. Okay, and pray. I won't stress too much on that, but it's important to pray when you're looking for an apartment, because some people are evil. Some people are, they will disturb you. All right. So with all these, I want to talk about why I left my first apartment, in conjunction with what are the things you need to look out for when you want to move into an apartment, or when you're looking for an apartment to rent. All right, so let's have a drink break and we'll come back to that. All right, so what are the things you need to look out for? I'll try and get you pictures, okay, so that you can have a view of what I'm trying to say. And it's very serious. I am looking serious because it is very serious. Those are the things, like, they're very, very important things that you don't need to, what's the word for it? Compromise. Do not compromise because you think you are desperate. If you look for an apartment with desperation, you will get an apartment you don't like. You will regret later, and that is what I did. Everybody learns from his or her mistake, and this is mine. That is why I need to do this video and then post it, so that the people that are coming to look for apartments would learn from this. You don't look for apartments out of desperation. Now, in conjunction with why I left my apartment, I will talk about this as well. When you're looking for an apartment, okay, and you get an agent and you go for viewing, all right, there are key things you need to look out for. One, I know people have talked about this, but a lot of people don't know how important this is. These things are very, very important. You don't need to skip or compromise. One, what area is your apartment in? What area is that house in? What is the nature of the road? Look for an apartment. If you're not in too much hurry to look for an apartment, you can wait till it's in the rainy season to look for an apartment, because those are the times that you see all these things that I didn't see. Because now I don't even know why I went in for that apartment. This is not to throw any shade, but I don't know why I went in for that apartment I did not like at all. Go look for an apartment during the rainy season, because those are the times that you see the things that you normally skip if it's in the dry season. The nature of the road. When it rains, what happens to the road? Is it easy to get home? There is this one too, that when it rains and you are trying to get home, you hear frogs doing those that sound great, 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 great. Yeah. Look out for that too. I may be smiling, but these are very, very serious things. Okay. That don't make it comfortable for you and your visitors. There are certain places that you go and you wouldn't even want somebody to visit you. Mind you, please be very attentive with this, because I'm telling you my experience. I may not tell you that this is what I faced, but everything I say is because I've experienced it. Okay, this is because I've experienced this. You may not be comfortable having visitors around. Okay, so the environment. With the environment, look at the kind of people living in your area. The kind of people living in your area. You look at yourself. You are a working class woman. You go to work every day. You'd want to find yourself in a place where there are working class people. That would make your life really comfortable for you. If you find yourself in a place where most of the people don't go anywhere, excuse me to say, not elite people living in the house, you would struggle. trust me, you would struggle, because there are certain things that you may find offensive or you may find not comfortable, but they would be comfortable with it because they normally stay at home and can do it, like sweeping the compound and all that. Please find yourself in a place where there are elite people living there. You have yourself surrounded by people that can think the way you think. Okay, don't just go in for an apartment because you think it's nice or you think the environment is cool. Aside all that, look out for the people living around you. Are they gossips? Are they people that poke their noses into your business? I don't know, but look out for all that. Those are very important things. And the next thing you should look out for is, where is the landlord or landlady living? If you find yourself having an apartment where your landlady or landlord lives in the compound, don't go in for it. Don't try. Don't go in for it at all. Okay? One, maybe your landlord or landlady may be the quiet type, or somebody that does not poke their noses into your business. Fine, fair. But they would come to you at the least time you expect them, or they won't come at you directly, but they will come at you in a certain way which will make you really uncomfortable. I will not go into details, but please do not go into an apartment where the landlord or landlady lives in the apartment, whether they have traveled and their children are living there. I won't advise you to do that. Okay, don't risk it, because fine, it may work for somebody, but I don't think you should risk that. Okay. And the other thing is that ask people about the apartment. The agent might not be entirely honest with you, but ask people. Okay, get an apartment that you'd have your own meter. There is water flowing constantly, not this Ghana water that comes 1 week and stops for 2 weeks, comes 1 month and stops for 2 months. No, get yourself an apartment that has a consistent flow of water. Okay, what's the water situation over there? And then you have your own meter, whether prepaid or postpaid. You have your own meter that you can regulate. You know your bill at the end of the month. Okay, and then what else? And also, if you find yourself an apartment that suits your interest, that does not have all these red flags in it, before you sign your tenancy agreement form, ask your landlady. If it is not in it, please ask your landlord or landlady, what is the environment sanitation over there? Most people may not tell you, but at the end of the day, you as a working class woman will wake up 5 a.m. to take a broom and sweep the compound before you go to work. How is that even possible in this modern Ghana, in fact, not modern Ghana, but in this Accra? How is it that a working class lady would wake up 5 a.m., take a broom to sweep, and there is a roster, or how do they even call it, for sweeping, so that if you don't sweep, if there are days that you don't sweep, the entire house gangs up against you? Please ask those questions before you even pay. Ask her. Okay, ask her. And let's say maybe you skipped all that and you went to pay for an apartment, and then you got in, and then somehow you found yourself facing issues and you want to move out. Please do not hesitate to move out. Do not think about your money. This may sound insensitive, but if you have the money to afford another apartment, please do, for your peace. Okay, because I've had people living in an apartment that they are not entirely happy with, and as a matter of fact, they can't even get their money to move out. Okay, don't rent an apartment when you're not financially stable or when you're not ready for it. There are so many things that come with apartments. Even with this apartment, for instance, there's so many issues that may come up in the future that I may not be comfortable with, and then I'll have to move. But don't put all your eggs in one basket. I don't know if you understand me. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That doesn't help. If you're not comfortable with it, just talk to the landlady or landlord. I'm not comfortable with it. Or call your agent. You get your replacement and get your money back. But in case that doesn't happen, just please find yourself out of the place. Your safety and your peace is much more important than money. I don't know if you get me. I don't know if I've exhausted everything, but let me think. Yeah, I think I have. So then, how did I get this place? How did I get this place? So I spoke to a friend of mine at work. In fact, I did the same thing that I told you about. I went on to Facebook, I went on to Gigi to get apartments. But this time around, I was not in a rush. I gave myself time so that I wouldn't make the mistake I made earlier. Okay, so I gave myself enough time. I went on to Facebook, posted a few times, and went on to Gigi, contacted a few people. They sent me videos, they sent me pictures, and trust me, I never even went to view any of them. I saw really cute apartments that I could have taken, but I just took my time because really I didn't even have that much money to be paying viewing fee. I just had my rent money to pay rent. So God being so good, I started praying about this whole thing. I got frustrated at a point. I started praying about it, and I went to work one day and I saw a colleague. A colleague came to me, and then I just randomly told him, oh, I need a place, I need an apartment, I have to move out. He was like, oh, I have this friend that has an apartment, it's really cool, and he's traveling, he's relocating out of the country, so maybe you can take it. So I was like, okay, call your friend and let's talk to him. So he called his friend, and then we spoke, and then he sent us pictures of the apartment. When he sent it, there is something about getting an apartment, okay? When you enter or see pictures of apartments that you might end up sleeping in or taking, there is this calmness that comes to you. I don't know about you, but it came to me. Maybe because I had prayed, but I felt like God answered my prayer. So I sent it to my family. In fact, I sent it to my boyfriend and my sister, and he asked that we take it. So that evening, we came in to have a look at the place, and I really liked it. I didn't even take a closer look at the place. I just fell in love with the place, and we had to go back and forth on this with the landlord, and finally he agreed for me to take it, and the guy left, and then I took it. I'm not going to go into details, so it's just, and I took it, and this is me. Okay, this is me. I've moved in. I don't have a sofa. I'm sitting on the floor, but it's as comfortable as anything. And trust me, if I tell you that my first night here was as peaceful as anything, you would not believe me. My first night in the other apartment was chaotic. I struggled to sleep. It's like I kept telling myself that I would hear noises. I kept telling myself that there's somebody here with me. It was not comfortable. I remember the first day my sister came in, it rained. I was wondering, I was like, hey, my sister is coming and it has rained. How will my sister come home? How will I bring my sister home? And I remember telling my sister that we are going to cross a river. And that was how bad it was. It was very bad. That was how bad it was. And I wouldn't say that it was bad, but it was not good for me. It was not good for me at all. So that was a day. So when I brought my sister home, that day was a day I decided that no, this apartment, it won't work for me because I can't even have visitors in. I couldn't even invite my friends over. I could not. So I had to move out. It was something I had to do regardless of anything. So, and I really, really like it here. I will not lie to you. I really like it here. Over here, it gives me some kind of peace that I haven't gotten in a while, because I moved out of the house because I needed my own space and have a peace of mind. And I have it now. I won't lie. I have it now. So, yeah. I don't know if I've covered everything, but if there's any other question that you need to ask me, you can feel free to DM me or comment in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer you. But until then, I think I have answered most of the questions that you would have wanted me to answer to you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Okay, so bye. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys.